Okay, should we go to the questions?
Yes, let's do that.
Yeah, yesterday we pulled in a lot of questions. Some are very relevant, some are not that relevant. So we'll read out and try to answer the questions, those which are relevant enough.
I think not relevant because somewhere like just
We're time constrained also, no? So we don't want to make it so long that people get
it
bored.
was not related to mental health.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
we did not take that.
So let's go to the first one. It's how to cope with overthinking. Should you take this up or?
You start first. Yeah.
Okay, so overthinking. Thinking per se is a part of human nature. We cannot stop ourselves or our brain to stop thinking. Okay, and
we don't function without
yeah,
thinking.
we don't function without thinking. Thinking is a part of us. I'm able to say or tell things right now because I think, right?
Exactly.
It's a problem when you try to stop that thinking. Okay, and it's a problem when that thinking permeates all other spheres of your life, like it's not making you able to function, it's not making you productive. Then yes, that requires medical or psychological intervention. But overthinking could also be not just one symptom per se. It could be one of the many symptoms of
Other mental
mental health issues like depression. It's a common anxiety. It's a common symptom of anxiety. It's a common symptom of depression. In depression we call it rumination.
Okay. It's sometimes called in anxiety catastrophizing.
Catastrophizing, which is again a cognitive distortion. When the person catastrophizes, magnifies or some small thing, small incident into something really big, then overthinking does happen. So how do we do that? How do we deal with that? First of all, educate yourself that it's something that you tend to involve or engage yourself with, and that's why you take a conscious effort not to engage yourself in that. By how? Sometimes by distraction, filling your day with activities that you like. I know this sounds very very simple, that I'm just giving out tips like that, but if you actually come and meet me in person or meet us in person, this is not how we're going to do it. We will explore what are the reasons why you have that. What are the other factors that contribute to that? Is it your thinking pattern? Is it your environmental stresses? Is it you have any personality trait that interferes or that makes you think beyond any other normal person would think, an average person would think, not normal, average person would think. So we would look into that. But just to tap on the problem of overthinking, let's say you can distract yourself, you can fill in your time or your day with more activities that you like, you love, and be mindful about having this thing.
Exactly.
If you don't know that you have this, then I don't think there's a way you can work on it. First of all is knowing that you have it, and therefore you're taking conscious effort to not engage yourself in that. Anything you want to add?
Yes, I think that's very true. Being mindful is very important. Though you can so when my clients comes with overthinking issues and all, I suggest them to do journaling. Journaling helps you to be mindful. It's always keeping track of yourself, keeping track of your mind, what you're thinking. And a person with overthinking can go through a lot of difficulties. Like it always develops into a lot of severe other issues. So what you can do is,
or it is also a symptom of other mental illness.
Other mental illness like anxiety and depressions. So it is very much present in depression. So when you have overthinking issues, what you can do is like do journaling and ask yourself like, what are the options? What are the other choices that I have? If you're thinking about or worried about something, and which is the best for me, and is my overthinking helping me? When you do journaling, you'll be asking all these questions to yourself, and you'll realize you will come to a place where you realize that okay, this is not helping, so I need to move.
In a way, you mean to say, or self-reflection?
Yes, like self-reflection. It really helps with self-reflection. Journaling, it does. So you can do that, and then you can also engage yourself in activities like finding out other activities that is of your interest, that makes you happy, that makes you relax, feel good, you know, because this relaxes your mind, so it will affect in your overthinking positively, you know. And then what you can do is, yeah, what else, so exercise, doing journaling, because this really gives you a track of your mind, a track of your thought. And then engage yourself in mindful activities like meditation, breathing exercise, and then so do this, and then you can,
Yeah,
I think that
I think you
is the
can
best we
overcome,
can
you
do,
know,
yeah,
basically.
because that is the simplest way we can
Yeah.
share it on this video.
I know, but I'd really want you, whosoever is or whosoever has put their questions, to meet us in person. We would have better, you know, things to come up with, or better ways to work out with. But let's see how we can do this.
Yeah,
I'm also afraid of the fact that, you know, if other mental health professionals see us giving us tips like this, it's
Yeah.
very unethical. But yeah, it's
I think
today's
this is
world.
like a like, you know, giving you a piece of cake.
Yeah, it's a piece
Yeah.
of cake, like a top icing, you know.
And positive affirmation.
Yes.
Say positive thing to yourself. That is very, very helpful. You can write it down, stick it on your wall, write it on the board, or just every day you wake up, look at it, read it, remind yourself.
Yeah. Sometimes in CBT we call it self-instruction, do we? Self-instruction, where, you know, you
Yeah.
command yourself for the
Yes.
things you want to direct your behavior with. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Okay, this one is a little of a taboo that we don't speak about normally, but I think it's good that, you know, we get the chance to speak about it. How to overcome masturbation addiction. I'll start.
Yeah.
Okay. Masturbation addiction, it's more or less the same with any other forms of addiction, be it phone addiction, be it gambling, be it alcohol addiction, because it goes through the same neural pathways, which is the dopamine, you know, the reward pathways of our brain, that, you know, once you engage yourself with it and you know that it's pleasurable, and therefore you engage yourself again and again with it in order to get the same effect, but it turns you into an addict, right? So it requires medical attention, but at home, if you want to help yourself, then maybe again the same tips, like, you know, engaging yourself with things that you like, time management, time blocking your time, you know, seeing the fact that when do you engage yourself more in masturbation, at what time of the day, when, you know, and all the stresses. Maybe we will also see that, is this a way for you to cope with stresses? Is this a way for you, you know, to as a way of coping? So all these things are some things that needs to be seen. And also, as masturbation is something that's compulsive, it's very hard to get away with it without medication. I think I would say it's treated on the same line with OCD. So you need psychiatrist intervention here. And along with that, behavioral modification, which I think you can talk about.
And a little bit on that addiction. When it comes to addiction, it is not when somebody does it, it's not because they want to do it any longer. It's because they are, you know, they feel compulsive to perform that particular behavior. So that's when addiction comes, right? And with the behavior modification, I would suggest that if you are struggling with compulsive masturbation issue, then what you can do is find some pleasurable activities, because you're addicted to masturbation because it's giving you pleasure, and in the end you might be feeling guilty and you want to get out of it, but you're not able to get out of it. You feel like the next day again you feel like doing it, you're engaged in that same behavior again. So it becomes a pattern and a cycle of doing it and then getting the pleasure and then feeling guilty again. So what you can do is find a pleasurable activities for yourself. So now when your brain has already stored that, okay, when I masturbate I get pleasure, so your brain already understands that, and that information is stored. So this has to do with neuroplasticity. So what you do is you try to shift, you try to form another pattern of pleasure.
Neural circuits
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, neural circuits that gives you pleasure, that will replace the pleasure that you get from masturbation. So that's how in therapy we slowly bring that person, to completely, fully immerse themselves in that pleasurable activities. So in therapy we try to, our focus is to, and elongate the duration of the last masturbation they've done, and the next one.
So in a
that's
way,
how
yeah.
the progression goes by. Yeah.
So in a way, sometimes just to help yourself, or when patients with OCD comes to me, what I tell them is like, don't try to stop that immediately. It's not gonna happen.
No.
Okay, so maybe one thing you can try is try to reduce the number of times you engage
Right.
yourself in that behavior, right? So like today, if you're doing it for 3 times or 5 times, maybe then try to reduce it by 4 times. And also there is this going to theoretical base, like it's somehow it's a classical conditioning, right? So the person has conditioned themselves to the masturbation at particular time, right? So like you said, replacing that behavior with something pleasurable with that time frame.
And then desensitize.
Yeah. So trying to associate, maybe if the person has this feeling or the urge of masturbating at around 7 p.m. and now he starts associating 7 p.m. with masturbation. So the focus will be trying to break that, right? The
Yes,
association
yes,
of
break the
7 p.m.
pattern.
7 p.m. and masturbation, right?
Yeah.
So trying to replace the activities you do, that is the masturbation, at 7 p.m. with something else at 7 p.m. And the first few times will be
that.
really hard.
You
Break that.
interrupt and break the pattern. Yes.
Break the pattern, and it's gonna be hard. But maybe you can try doing it by yourself first few times, and if it's really hard, then you can come and meet us, or you can always go to other mental health professional.
Yeah, and why therapy is very important in such kind of issues is because you just don't, in therapy you just don't start by looking for something something that's pleasurable for you.
Yeah,
So
because
what-
that again will become
Yeah, so
addiction,
what we do
sometimes.
is we start with, for example, journaling. Journaling will help you understand, okay, what triggers you, at what time do I
maintaining a law.
do I do these activities, do I engage in these activities? So that's how you track your your behavior, your triggers, and you try to understand, and then we start putting in strategies and plans to interrupt those patterns. So that's how in therapy it takes time.
Like now as we're talking, I'm afraid that someone might just start doing it in a bad way, but yeah, I would urge you, please go
Yeah.
forward and go to mental health professional.
Yeah, when it
Someone
comes
who
to
is trained at
addiction,
that. Yeah.
yes, when it comes to addiction, it should always be therapy and medication should always be parallel. Yeah.
There is also research that someone who is very prone to addiction also somehow has personality traits that are like impulsive or emotionally
Right.
unstable personality traits. So it's very important that you go to professionals and find out what are the other reasons that are stopping you from getting out of this problem. If you do it by yourself, okay, well and fine, but it's there's a way, there's a structured way to overcome those things. And also therapy will help you to relapse, will help you from relapse again, will train you to stay away from the lapses, and
Guide you through the
yeah.
process.
Yeah. So it's very important, again, I can't stress it enough. And then the fourth one is, that's the third one. I often get distracted and unable to focus at my work. I get tired quickly and exhausted. Here, if we pick up some of the words like getting distracted, unable to focus, tired quickly and exhausted, this seems like some component of depression is there.
Yes.
So I think I would urge this person to, go to mental health professional and get a proper diagnosis and get a proper help. But also just for an information again, as we're spreading awareness, if this happens for at least 2 weeks, if it prolongs for at least 2 weeks, then yes, this can be a depression, whether it be a mild or a moderate, I don't know, definitely not severe, but could be a mild depression. So in depression, what really helps is get moving, as simple as that, which we call behavioral activation, where we urge and encourage the patient or the person to start being active, which is somehow very hard, because if you look at the model of depression, first the person gets the low mood, and that's why he doesn't go out, he isolates himself, and that isolation again makes the person more and more low in the energy, and then doesn't go out, and this cycle repeats and repeats, and
feel like you're in a loop.
It's the loop. So somehow you need to break that loop. So
you have to push yourself,
push yourself.
But if you're not able to do that, that is when you need a professional help to guide you, through that process of coming out of it and breaking that pattern, that loop.
I'd say as simple as maybe go to the nearest park, go for a walk, go or get up, or plan your day, schedule your day with pleasurable activities and the things you need to get done, alternating between pleasure activities and the non-pleasurable activities, or the duties that you need to perform. So that is one simple way to to get your first step in trying to heal yourself. And anything else you want to add on this?
I think I think you're lacking. You must be lacking motivation most of the time, right? You're feeling unmotivated. So what you unmotivated, right? So
low in mood.
So when you're feeling unmotivated, what's important is you understand, or you try to find out, seek for motivation. So there are different types of motivation: internal motivation, external motivation. So if you're not able to push yourself, try looking out for motivation from outside.
Rewarding yourself. So something as rewarding, for example, for a person who used to be highly need on achievement, for example, could plan his day in a way that there are small goals that he wants to achieve. And then if you start achieving just one small goal also, because the person is very high in achievement, like need of achievement, so the person would start feeling that, okay, see, I'm not that bad, I'm able to achieve at least one task a day, I can do it. That kind of self-efficacy we want to
and that's very important, and this is very effective and very important for anybody. I always have a to-do list that makes me feel motivated. If I don't make a to-do list is simply goals that you want to do in a day. So if I don't do that, I don't know what I have done. At the end of the day, I'm like, what have I done
you're not able to
today?
appreciate yourself.
And I feel demotivated. Sometimes that's natural. It happens with us. So what helps you while doing making goals is, okay, at the end of the day, when you look at the goals that you have made, you look at it and you figure, you notice, you find out that, okay, I've done this today, at least I've done this, if not all, and that makes you motivated. And we human are so much driven and there's hormones that we have. It really helps you in bringing more motivation. So when you are happy, as you see that you have done one thing, at least from the list, you're happy, you're satisfied, and that would make you even more happy, and
even
keeps you motivated.
How much motivation, or no, like success driven we are as a human being. You can see the smallest, like, example, maybe a baby. A baby, if you've just achieved one milestone, or just started to walk, and then gets appraisals, social reinforcement from the parents that oh, you did good. The baby gets motivated and starts try to do
just
more.
A high five is also a reinforcement.
So that's just
it's
highlighting
human
on how much
nature
you like.
to want to do things more
Yeah.
when you are appreciated, when you are encouraged, when you are rewarded. So that's human nature. So keep rewarding yourself.
But here we are not pushing away the fact that you are low in motivation because you are having depression. But yes, we are saying that despite of that, somehow try to, you know, get something or another, smallest task to be completed, get motivation from there, and then, you know, go on and, you know, go to your next to-do list. I mean, that's how you can
Yeah.
do self-help.
Yeah, and lack of motivation doesn't mean you don't have motivation at all. It's not possible for a human being to not have motivation at all. Even, you know, when somebody gives you a task and you're resisting, that's also motivation, it says. You know, that is resistance is also motivation. So when I say lack of motivation, means you might be low in the motivation and you need some push.
So here we are talking about you know, a depression in the level of like mild and moderate. So mild and moderate, I would say that yes, there is some form of motivation that is left with them. I mean, at least, you know, to patients I've seen. But yes, I would want to contradict you on that. When it's severe depression, no, zero motivation. It's like they'll be like there, you know, lying lifeless, not eating, not taking care of themselves. So yeah.
Yes, we might, but
Like,
that
let's
is the
come back to the
lowest
point where we're talking about mild depression. So yeah, I think it's valid, you know. There is some form of motivation, at least. There is, even to resist, like she said, there is motivation, right? And then what's that? We'll go this. We'll pass this. So the fourth one is, I recently broke up with my girlfriend and I'm not able to focus on anything else. It's something very relevant.
Very relevant.
How many times did you break up?
Very common. We've been through that a lot
How
of
many
times.
times? Tell me. I know a lot of times.
We have a lot
How's
to
your
say on
boyfriend?
this. I think.
I'm sorry. I just, you know. So yeah, you see, even not on the professional front, I think on experience base, we can give you advice on this, because okay, let's keep it this way. Breaking up with someone you love is like losing, you know, attachment with attachment figure you have, which you've been
Losing a
building.
part of your life.
Which was so much ingrained in you and was so much a part of your life for a while, right? But yeah, breaking up with a narcissist is a different case, which lasts for like 3 months. They love bombing, and then everything is nice and fine, and then after 3 months they're gone.
We can come to narcissists in our
Yeah.
next video. We will surely explain.
They
you.
love bomb you like, oh god, you're
Yes.
the most important person in the world.
You know, when we open DSM book, we
Uh-huh.
think that does this kind of person really exist? You know, because we feel that it's too exaggerated. In the
Yeah.
beginning. How can this be a
They're too
human?
perfect to be true, you know.
Too perfect to be true, but it does. It
And
exists.
the consequences, the sequelae you face after, you know, you have relationship with a narcissist is like, damn.
Yeah. So narcissist is like the
Let's
villain.
keep that for another video because it's interesting.
Just joke. It's not villain. It's just an issue that person go through. It's kind of a disease.
I empathize with a narcissist also at the same time,
Yes.
because
It's just they're not aware of.
they are not
themselves.
aware and they don't have the capacity to have an insight, first of all.
So we have
and
to
also,
be empathetic.
yeah, and
towards
also
them.
they themselves, no, inner, you know, if you see their inner self, no, they are full of like self-doubt, insecurities, and
They are the most insecure person.
yeah, the most insecure people. And the thing, you know, they put out, the facade they put out is just it's just a facade. It's just to impress you.
Yes.
But then yeah, let's not be judgmental. They are also patients anyway. So yeah, breaking up with someone you love is gonna be hard, and it's not a cakewalk. It's really gonna be hard. I am warning you, and it's a process. Allow yourself to feel the emotions. Allow yourself that, you know, to remind yourself that you are going through a very hard time, and this is not the end of the world. And
It's okay.
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Accept that you are going through heartbreak and it's painful, but it's it will end someday,
Yeah.
and it will be for, you know, for some people it will be for a short duration, for some people it will be like 6 months, 3 months, you know. But just allow yourself that it's not going to be forever. Okay.
Yeah, it's just think as losing it is actually losing someone you love. So allow yourself to feel that emotions. Give yourself the time to, you know, to feel that emotions. Let yourself feel everything, whatever that you're feeling. Let it be. Let it come to you, and just take that moment. Just give yourself that time, and there will be a moment once you cross that time, you'll be able to surely overcome it, get through it, and then there will be a time, a phase where you know, you're like, okay, this is it. Now
I'm done.
I'm done.
I'll move on.
I've felt it.
Yeah, this is
I
done.
felt too much.
Yeah.
Now I'm ready. So there will be a time. Everybody goes through that stage during breakups. It's because it's about somebody you love. So just feel that.
Yeah.
So take that time to feel it, to feel the pain. It's okay.
Yeah.
Everybody goes through it, and you will be able to get through it.
Yeah, the thing is that sometimes people would come and say, you know, and say that I don't want to feel this pain. But the thing is that you are breaking up with someone you love and you don't see this person anymore. Obviously, you will feel pain. So normalize that pain. It's a part of the process. And in fact, if you don't feel the pain, and if you're very happy after your breakup, then that's pathological.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
that's not good.
Yeah. So you know, losing a loved one, or you know, breaking up with someone is also like we treat it under, you know, grief and bereavement sometimes.
Yes.
So we use the same techniques of treating someone who have you know, lost someone due to death. So one very simple technique which might be helpful for you know, people who are watching this and is going through a breakup, and is someone who needs to be productive but is going through a breakup. For an example, exam time, you need to study but you're going through a breakup. How will you do that? So you specify and you segregate out time, like maybe 30 minutes in a day, maybe in the morning or in the evening, or in a time which is convenient for you, and you mourn the person, you mourn the loss, you know, and make peace with the loss. Like peace will come slowly, but then mourn the loss, keep in touch with your emotions, journal it. If you want to cry about it. Yeah.
Never suppress your
Yeah,
emotions.
don't suppress your
Cry it out.
emotions.
If you don't want to cry in front of anybody, just go to the washroom, just cry it out. Have you ever done that? Have you ever tried it? And do you feel the difference after you've cried?
Yeah.
When you cry, you'll feel you'll feel the emotions coming out. So it's kind of releasing the pain.
Some people even use it as a coping mechanism. You know, I used to have a friend who tells herself, or who trains herself in a way that she cries once a week.
Yeah, people do that.
It's cathartic.
It's a kind of a therapy.
It's cathartic. It means catharsis. You know, it's something we try to even, you know, facilitate. Like, you know, help the patient to cry, and you know, help her dealing with the emotions.
Yes.
At least when the emotions are too intense at that point of time, it's really helpful. So
just release
it, vent it out. And journaling is really helpful for breakups, going through breakups, you know, and also taking the time frame that, you know, this is gonna be just for some time, it's not forever. Okay. And then the last one, sometimes I feel like my heart races very fast whenever I have to do or complete some task, and it feels like I can't move on, and for a moment it feels like my life is about to end. It's like anxiety attacks, panic attacks.
Yes.
Maybe you can
It's
give
very
an
much
answer.
a symptom of
Anxiety, right?
Yeah. So can you just read that one?
Sometimes I feel like my heart races very fast because whenever I have to do or complete some task, and it feels like I can't move on, and for a moment it feels like my life is about to end.
I feel like this is more like a panic attack. Yeah. So okay, when it comes to anxiety or panic attack, the most common symptoms that you will face, you will experience is breathlessness. I think we've mentioned this before. Tightening of chest and sensation of choke, somebody joking, joking you,
and the
then-
impending doom that
Yeah.
that you're gonna die and this is
Yes.
the end of the world.
Mm.
But yes, I'd suggest, I always tell, the first thing when we psychoeducate someone with panic attack is that this is gonna last only for like maximum 15 minutes.
Mm.
Our body is, our body always wants to normalize, what do you call, always wants to
Equilibrium.
in
Ah.
equilibrium or in
Mm.
homeostasis, right?
Homeostasis.
So it's our central nervous system way of keeping us in balance.
Mm.
So when that thing is disrupted,
Mm.
that's when this panic attack happens, right? But then our body is always wanting to keep us back into that balance, so it cannot take more than 15 minutes. It's our body natural process to come back to normal. But a person with panic attack, what happened is that they think that they're gonna die, or they think that this is gonna last forever. But I want to remind you that this is not gonna last forever. It's just about 15 minutes or maximum 30 minutes, and your body will just calm yourself down, and your body will automatically come back to its normal state.
Mm.
Because after it
Yeah.
reaches a threshold,
Mm.
it's the body's natural process to come
Yes,
back
yes.
again.
And when you are, when you panic, why we call panic attack is that's when you panic and you start thinking, am I going to die? Something is
Mhm.
happening to me. And it's very natural, it's very understandable that you feel breathlessness, and now you're thinking that, okay, am I not, is something wrong with my heart? Am I not able to breathe? But actually, you are breathing fine. It's just the attack coming to you. There's no issue in your physical, there's no biological issues happening. It's just a panic attack. So when the more you panic, the more the cycle continues, right?
Calming
Yeah,
yourself down
calming
at this point
yourself
of
down
time.
is very important. So that's why breathing exercise really helps. So whenever anybody comes with anxiety issues and all these symptoms of breathlessness and these things, I always suggest breathing exercise first. Learning how to breathe, inhale, exhale, and then see. Research has also found that 36 million suffer from anxiety disorder. So for some it may be breathlessness, for some it may come in the form of tightening of chest. So it can be different symptoms. right?
Yeah, so if you go to a professional help, what we do normally is trying to find out why it is happening, when does it happen, and help you out with knowing the bodily sensations that you feel. Like when you have your panic attacks, what are the body sensations that you feel? Is it that you feel uneasiness in your stomach, upset stomach and all, and then identify those, and then learn how to calm them down. It's not when it's severe, it's not only psychological, it also affects your biological function. Your autonomic functions get disrupted, like
Very much, yes.
so it's important that you learn how to control those things, and that someone who is trained at that only can help you. But for just again, because we're making this video, let's just give a tip of this deep breathing.
Deep breathing. That's why we're just putting that
Deep breathing. Some
deep
people
breathing as emphasis on deep breathing
underestimate it,
through
no?
this video. Yes, a lot of times we underestimate the effect of breathing exercise, why it is helping. But a person who has gone through would really know why it's so important. Because when you deep breathe, when we normally breathe, we're just breathing, breathing in, breathing out. But when you're doing a breathing exercise, you're inhaling
a lot of oxygen.
a lot of oxygen. Your breathing,
Oh,
the
okay.
elongation changes.
I just want to interrupt you here. When someone has panic attacks, what happens is their breathing becomes really short, like that. Okay,
Yes.
so the intake of oxygen becomes really low. So it's suggestible that it's highly advisable that, or it's even in the technique of deep breathing. Why we teach deep breathing is to take in the oxygen that is required, right? So that
Actually, yes. It's actually your oxygen. You're breathing so fast, so your oxygen. We shouldn't. Our body requires certain amount of oxygen, not excess of oxygen, and that makes us dizzy also. So it's all interlinked. And for this person, I think whenever a person comes with issues like this, we don't we don't just immediately say that okay, this is panic attack, but we're just saying this now because it looks like. But what we suggest always first is that we try to rule out any other physical illness, physical issues, and only that we come to anxiety, we come to depression or whatever.
For example,
issues is.
panic attacks, sometimes it's very much mistaken to be a heart attack as well. It's researchers are there supporting, and then many patients who have come say that ma'am, I have a heart attack and my parents have died in heart attacks, that's why I'm scared. So it's very important that you rule out that there is no heart problems. And likewise, even in the the second question, where the person was asking about feeling low, exhausted, it's important that the person, especially if the person is a woman, then checking the thyroid.
Always physical, medical issues.
All these things should be ruled out first.
Should be ruled out. Issues should be ruled out.
Even for anxiety, if it's the breathlessness is because of asthma, who knows, right?
Yes.
So it's important that you rule them out. Okay. Anything else you want to add up? It's like
I think
that's about it.
So that's the end.
Yeah, that's the end.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that even despite being kind of anxious when we first started the video, we were like high strung, and then now we're all relaxed.
We
and
haven't
started
done this
talking
in a
again.
long time.
Yeah, we've done this in a long time. And normally I'd always find difficult to speak than write. So anyway, we had a great time talking about mental health.
I think there's a lot of difference, when you speak in front of the camera and then you're speaking
with patients one
yeah.
to one, it's really different. And when you give awareness and workshops and seminars, it's again different. And when you speak with your friends, again different. I mean, you know that. Okay, so we are expecting that we will talk about more more about mental health and its related subjects even in the future. If there is any question,
if they have any questions, that you want to know, you can just keep, just throwing
commenting
in on the comment section.
And then
and give us ideas.
Follow us on
videos.
Instagram maybe. We are more active there. I am very active on Instagram. So her handle is terein.khaling. We will put it in the description there, so that if anyone wants to see. And then we are also available for taking online sessions and also offline sessions. She is also available. She is also an expert in child psychology. She's starting it off, and for me it's clinical, so you can ask or come forward to me.
Reach out to us if you have any issues, any difficulties, any confusions, anything that you have doubt about, doubt on mental health or anything, just let us know. You can consult us. She's a clinical psychologist and I am working as a child psychologist. So reach out to us.
And but we don't do free sessions. I'm honest, I don't do free sessions.
We also don't encourage you to go for any free
sessions. It's very bad. It's like either the person is practicing with you,
and there is
trial and error.
There are a lot of certification programs these days. I don't know, like certification for 6 months clinical psychology, and
then they claim themselves as clinical psychologists. Do a thorough background check before you go to the person, because it's really important. Otherwise, the person will not make you a
Your psychologist should always be a postgraduate. That's one thing that's very important.
And an additional training and all. Okay, and if we have said anything wrong or anything not out of the league and all, then I hope you excuse us, because when we start talking we keep talking. So, and then please give us more suggestions if you want more content on the same relevant similar topics. Then we'll see you guys again. Bye.
Bye-bye. See you.